Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of the HHWShow podcast. I'm Obi-Wan with Hector V. Frank could not be there with us tonight, and hopefully he'll be back soon enough. But hey, Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Yes. And you know what's going to happen? Do you know what's going to happen?
What's going to happen?
Monday Night Raw is going to Netflix. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I am just curious to see how all that is going to develop. I don't know if it's going to be like a regular showing like we have on the USA Network. Knowing that you're a subscriber to Netflix, are there going to be less ads, commercials? Like, how's that going to play out, right? I'm just curious to see how that goes. Or would it be more cinematic type deal? Like, is there more acting involved and stuff like that to cut between? And there's so much. And, is it going to be 3 hours? Is it still going to be 2 hours? Like, there's some unknowns on this right now that I'm trying to research and haven't gotten any answers. So I'm just curious to see how everything will develop when it comes to Monday Night Raw on Netflix.
Right. It's going to be interesting, I think.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward indeed. Oh, and there's exciting matchups coming up. And once again, you're listening to the HHWShow podcast. Monday Night Raw is happening, but then also SmackDown is happening this Friday. There's a lot going on. But first, I would like to cover the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Now, what you see here is a couple of years ago, we did a tournament of the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And I'm going to continue on because finally, we got one. Finally, there's an official belt that's going to be crowned on Monday Night Raw. Okay? Now, excuse me, during this time, I think we had Bianca Belair winning it. She was in the tournament, but she didn't win. No. This is what it looks like right now. Moving in, Dakota Kai won the first triple threat match. Lyra Valkyria won her triple threat match. And then Zoe Stark handled her business. And then Kairi Sane did get injured, right? And Io Sky took over, but she came out losing to Lyra Valkyria. And now we have it. Dakota Kai defeated Zoe Stark. And now in the finals, Monday night, we have Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyria. Interesting facts here, because at the beginning when this came to play, I did choose Lyra Valkyria to win. Okay. Now, if you look at the path between two superstars, what they had to go through, Lyra Valkyria seems like the favorite to win this tournament.
Right. And I think respectively, we said that, she would be the odds-on favorite. I mean, I just like the way, they have progressed her to be who she is, building her up from NXT champion to main roster. And I still stand on the fact that I think she reminds me a little bit of Paige,
Ooh, yeah.
So I'm not trying to do too much comparison, but it just reminds me a little bit of her, So it's like, yeah, why not her? I mean, Dakota Kai is deserving of it. You're right. We did pick her in that tournament. It's like, hey.
I think there's a bad taste with Dakota Kai being in the finals, knowing that Zoe Stark lost to her, and at the rivalry between them and Shayna Baszler. I think they might dictate to the winner of this match.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It depends. Yeah. I'm hoping this is a clean, fair match, with no outside interference. I mean,
I hope so, but knowing WWE, will we get one? Nah. CM Punk versus Seth freaking Rollins, January 6th. Also, that is also Three Kings Day. Who you have favorite winning this match?
I like CM Punk. I really do. I take none away from Seth Rollins, but in order for this to continue going on, I think Punk needs this win, and I think we'll start seeing a really darker side to Seth Rollins here. I mean, it's almost difficult to see if this is scripted or unscripted between these two. Are they mixing it both in together? But to me, CM Punk has more composure right now than Seth Rollins do. So I think that might help him carry on this win on the.
Seth Rollins started his madness. He could have kept his mouth shut at was it the no, there was what was it at what event was that? What premium live event was it that CM Punk showed up?
Yeah, because that was because wasn't Randy
The
Orton's return also,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then it was the War Games. Was it Survivor
yeah.
Series?
War Games, last
Yeah,
year's War Games. Yeah,
Survivor Series.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because Randy Orton came in there for to help them win, and then all of a sudden CM Punk comes out. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he started it. Finally, we're gonna get this match, and every time Seth Rollins has to interfere with CM Punk, and CM Punk told him he don't need him.
Yeah.
And of course, Seth Rollins had to make some moves to get this fight going. But I'm with you, man. I think CM Punk is gonna definitely defeat Seth freaking Rollins. The question is, after Punk wins, what's gonna happen with Seth Rollins?
I think he's just gonna go to the nut house because he's really flipped his script here. He's really flipped his brain here. He's so obsessed with Seth Rollins that this is not the end of it. I mean, Seth Rollins is gonna have to put him out like he did Drew McIntyre to knock some sense into his head.
Is he gonna be like him and Cody Rhodes? I think he went 0 for
Oh
4
boy.
with Cody Rhodes, right?
Yes, he did. Yeah, and I think a couple of times I picked him thinking that he was gonna rebound. He never did. Kept on knocking the ball out of bounds.
It's funny how that he's still like up there, and yet he still hasn't gotten a shot at Cody Rhodes. Or really, I think he's gonna miss that opportunity for the championship belt.
Yeah, well, he keeps focusing on the wrong thing. Honestly.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. So CM Punk, Seth freaking Rollins happening on Monday Night Raw. I'm loving this match. I really do. And I just hope that no one's gonna get involved in this. I think it's gonna be a clean win for CM Punk. Honestly, another match. Let me scratch my head sometime. Is the tribal combat between Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. I was leading more on Roman Reigns, but there's just something missing here. I'm not really fully invested that Roman Reigns will definitely get the job done and become the tribal chief. Here's my thing. If Roman Reigns wins, Solo Sikoa is gone.
Right.
The ones that were supporting Solo Sikoa will be behind Roman Reigns. It just leaves the questions what's going to happen with the Usos. And remind you, Roman Reigns has never apologized to anyone. His attitude is always focused on becoming the tribal chief once again, which, again, he's already earned it. Solo Sikoa just took it. In that sense, I think Roman Reigns should win. He should win.
Yeah.
But this is debut of Raw. You would think that Roman Reigns will win because he is the face of the WWE.
Yeah. I mean, they're advertising him a lot with this. So it's like, are you telling us something here? Are you guaranteeing us that he's going to win this match, and it's going to be a turn of the tables for the tribal status here? Because you're right. Where does this put Solo Sokola if he was to lose? But you have him win, then it continues dragging out. Are we going to see more members? I mean, they keep flirting with that. I mean, it's possible, but where do we go from here? Because WrestleMania, I mean, Royal Rumble is already here, and WrestleMania is right around the corner.
I need to know exactly. And will these two be involved in the Royal Rumble?
Right.
So there's a lot of unknowns here. However, should Solo Sikoa win, it's not good for Roman Reigns.
No, it's not. Because ever since his comeback, he's just been taking a back seat to Solo, getting
Well,
spiked, getting pinned, losing matches.
this is 2025 now.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is a new era for Roman Reigns. So I'm gonna stick with Roman Reigns on this match. You're
I
right.
am. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I am too. We'll see.
I don't know, man. Just something else. And again, there's a lot of unknowns here. Um, Neither one of these superstars will play fair.
We
They
know.
say no outside interference. You know there's gonna be some interference. Didn't we not we have a tribal combat before?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso?
Yep.
And his own brother interfered.
Well, his brother throwing the towel.
That's right. The Hell in the Cell, right?
He had to throw it in. I mean, it
Yeah.
was taking too much. But Jay wasn't going to give up.
Mm. No, that's all. Main event Jey Uso. I'm telling you, he's one of a kind. All right, we're moving on to this. John Cena, never give up. He will make his appearance. Interesting to see what he will say. I know. Here's the thing. I told you I hate reading, but I couldn't help myself when I'm on my cell phone and all of a sudden I see this particular person, and I go, no, absolutely not. You think that John Cena and Logan Paul will wrestle
Oh my
in
God.
his last match?
That is not going to be worth it. That
No, absolutely not. If anything, I would like to see Austin Theory versus John Cena get a rematch. I would definitely love to see that.
that would be more suitable than Logan Paul. That is not the way John Cena needs to go out.
Imagine Austin Theory shows up on Monday Night Raw saying, "Hey, I beat you, remember?" And then has that rematch and John Cena wins.
Within 5 seconds.
Then
Yeah.
what's his name? His partner would show up to try to help him win, and Braun Strowman comes out of nowhere.
Austin Theory just needs to drop that boy already.
They're taking too long for that.
Yeah, they
I'm
are.
interested to see him. I'm also interested to see when AJ Styles returns, because I would thought maybe AJ Styles will be the guy for John Cena, honestly. But that might not be the case, or it could be Jey Uso. There's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but can we see John Cena become a 17-time world champion?
I'm starting to lean to no. He don't need it. He's already created the status of one of the goats of the WWE. I mean, there's a lot of great argument that his face could be in the Mount Rushmore of the WWE. For everything that he's done. And sometimes you don't need that record to prove that. He doesn't need the Intercontinental title to become a Grand Slam champion. That's above that's beneath him, honestly. He don't need it for what he has accomplished. You know,
Gotcha.
I got a lot of respect for John Cena. I never liked him as a fan, but
Nah,
I've always respected him because honestly, I got his little spinner belt over here, so I do respect him.
talking about belts. I got my belt. I gotta take it out. Hold on for a second.
Oh Lordy, I done told you already. I told you already that there's going to be an event at New Britain, Connecticut this summer. You better be careful. It could be a cash in.
Yeah.
You better be careful.
There
There
it
could
is.
be a cash in this summer.
Yeah, the champ is here. Here we go. I'm liking this, man. So
There could
nice
be a
championship
cash in.
belt.
There could be a cash in.
A cash.
I'm telling
Remember
you.
the Miz? Anyways, hey, I'm liking this belt because first of all, I have the United States Championship belt. I think that had more meaning for me, um, and what it valued for when John Cena had it. Then knowing that he was retiring, I was like, I got to get something. And I always wanted this belt, okay, and I had to make the purchase for Christmas. Got to get that discount. Best time to do it.
Well, I got a mini version of it. It's like a watch, and it does spin. Yeah, I got the mini version of it. So,
Oh, there you go.
so
But
I
this
look at
thing
the
got a lot of
time.
weight, and there's diamonds on
Yeah.
it and everything.
Hey, mine's
Like,
got diamonds on it too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Cocoa Puffs,
Just
they're diamonds. Yeah,
all right.
Fruity
There you
Pebble
go.
diamonds.
Silly rabbit tricks are for kids.
Oh, there we go. Hey, I love that cereal, by the way. Look at you. Anyhow, yeah, so I had to get the belt,
Yeah.
because I had my son Sammy on the show, and he was telling me how much John Cena meant to him as a child. And he always grew up with the never give up stuff, and that helped him persevere through life, right? Whether it's sports or anything else that's going on. And he was very sentimental when he saw John Cena, and when he came here for the holidays, and then all of a sudden we seeing John Cena, like, oh my god. And he made that announcement that he's gonna have, his retirement. And it was like, oh my god, when we first started watching wrestling, he saw John Cena. And now he comes back to my house and he's acknowledging, he's already saying he's going to retire. So it's a lot. And looking at my son's face and the emotions he had, it speaks volume of what he had done. And I will post a picture because he sent me a picture. He still has his autograph.
Mhm.
John Cena personalized a message to him on the autograph. And I was like, yo, that's amazing. He took his time to do that for my son. That's amazing. It really is. But
And
hey, when up, go ahead.
even though wrestling sports entertainment is a storyline, it's entertainment for us, but some of these superstars, they bring a real life message that these kids can look up to,
Mm-hmm.
and that's powerful stuff, and John Cena is definitely a role model, not only in the ring but outside the ring.
Mm-hmm.
He's an ambassador of the business, and so when you could do something like that, it shows your character, your integrity that you have, not only for the business but for just people in general. And so yeah, like I said, I got a lot of respect for John Cena. So
Yeah. Here about some respect on this one. It is the women's world heavyweight championship here between Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. Now I know this was an old picture, but I
mhm.
am predicting that Rhea Ripley will finally win her title back.
Why not? I'm on board with that. I'm on
It's
board with that. Let her
if you
get
don't
that
do it now, then don't be
win.
going for the belt no more.
Right.
Go win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Well, I would say let Liv Morgan try to fight for the win that Royal Rumble to earn that title shot back.
Well, technically, she's been in second place a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe she can do it. Maybe
Uh,
so.
you're
But
only the first loser.
I got Rhea Ripley winning this match and becoming. I don't know how many times she's been champion, but yeah, definitely I want her to be the champion.
Yeah. I do
Absolutely.
too.
Yeah. And that's what's going on Monday Night Raw. Would it be a 2-hour event or 3-hour event? It might look like 3 hours, to be honest with you. You have three solid matches. Okay. And we haven't even discussed mid card. Which one's a mid card? Who's starting it off?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whoever starts it off is going to be a lengthy introduction because
Yeah.
it's on Netflix. Then you
Mhm.
got your first match. Who's in between? Is Karrion Kross is going to wrestle? Is The Miz going to wrestle?
Right.
Or are we going to see the tag teams, the War Raiders? I mean, there's so much going in there. And then on top of that, what's really going to happen with the New Day?
Hmm.
Ah,
That's an interesting conversation about the New Day right there, because when you lose the locker room, then you know there's something bad going on.
mm-hmm,
Especially when it comes from your heel counterparts. Dominic Mysterio, who's part of the Judgment Day, even said that this is a low for the New Day. You know what I'm saying? And when I seen that, it's like, wow, they really take a step back, which is probably good for the business right now. But when you got heel faction saying something about that. It's like, this is not who you are, guys. This is not who we knew who you are. This is you're becoming something that's not meant for you to be. And
Yes.
that is something when Dominic said, I was like, wow. It's
I-
like,
so I'm glad that you mentioned that because just like sports, right? Losing the locker room, whether it's in sports or any type of organization, okay,
mm-hmm,
means losing the trust, respect, or buy-in in a group that you lead. This can have significant consequences, including excuse me, diminishing your morale, reduced performance, and potentially complete dysfunction. And what you have here is that we have not seen the New Day wrestle yet.
right.
Everything's happening backstage, and they're walking around, and they just giving them the look. And Rey
Mm,
Mysterio said it right, man. They messed up. Look, we have a right to agree to disagree, but when you put blame on Big E, that's not cool.
right.
That was a low blow. It really is.
They're not
So
taking
how can they
responsibility.
rebuild? How can they rebuild?
Mm-hmm.
They have to acknowledge the problem. They have to admit their mistake and take responsibilities for their issues. Can they go ahead and apologize to Big E? Now, I love how Xavier says, "Oh, by the way, um, we didn't do nothing to him. Why you treating us this way? We could have done this. We could have done that. That wasn't the concept. The worst thing you could do was do something about it, knowing that he's injured. But so you, my boy, what was their excuse? Because he spent more time with his girl. Really? I think that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
I mean, you can't wrestle. Can't be near the ring. That's a liability. Oh, but when Kofi Kingston did this, or when Xavier, they came back. Well, that's your dumbass fault. You should have stayed home and recover 100%. Nobody missed you. Just saying.
Mm-mm.
Just saying. That's all. Um, they need to empower in the team, right? Involve team members in decision making. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They need to involve Biggie back and really have a little chat. They really do. I think Biggie being a manager would have been awesome. Now on the other side, if they were to re-engage with Biggie should be a what's that called? Turn around, and diss him,
Yeah.
move on, doing something else, or maybe have his own tag team and then whip on the New Day. That'd be pretty awesome.
No.
Yeah, but I can't wait to see what happens there. Honestly. What else is out there on Raw?
What isn't there? I mean, Raw is just
Well,
full
it
of.
seems like there's a lot of crossovers going on lately, like Drew McIntyre going back, attacking the Bloodline. What's his goal? What's he gonna do? What is the end game for Drew McIntyre?
Gonna get squashed by the bloodline. Keep sticking
We,
his nose in the business.
mm, and who's gonna side with him? He already burned a lot of bridges.
Who hasn't burned bridges with anybody nowadays on Raw? Jesus, I mean, there's a lot of bridges burnt down. I mean, what's that song? The London Bridge is falling down. I mean, good night.
Well, there was a bridge that actually did fall down.
I mean, Monday Night Raw bridge is falling down. Everybody's just. This is worse than a.
Everybody hurting everybody. Sound like
Yeah,
that chick from Alabama.
it's worse than that show Big Brother or anything like that. One of the
Oh,
reality shows.
all
Jeez.
right. So Netflix happening on Monday Night Raw. We still got SmackDown, and I know
hmm
there's things to cover, but let's get down to business. And there's a particular question that Hector you asked me earlier this week, and I want to share it to everybody else. Okay, and the question is, which superstars that never won the Royal Rumble deserve to win? Now, again, Hector brought this question up to me, and I go, you know what? That is an awesome question to share. Okay. And would love for the viewers and the listeners to chime in on social media and see now the superstar that never won the Royal Rumble, who really deserved to win one. So since Hector, you started the question, and you have somebody in mind, please share your thoughts.
Yes, I do. When I thought about this question, there was two people I had in mind, but one really stood out more than the other one. And that person is Chris Jericho. Okay. When I looked back at Chris Jericho's appearances in these Royal Rumbles, he was in 11 Royal Rumbles. Okay. And he, total combined of all the Royal Rumbles, he's lasted close to 5 hours match time. Okay. And I believe he has about 19 eliminations.
Mm,
Okay. He has been in the top four 3 times, and he became a runner up in the 2012 Royal Rumble, where he was the last one to be eliminated. Okay. And so he in 2017 he lasted an hour in that Royal Rumble. I believe he was number two. Um, there was 2 times in which he came in at number two. Okay, that right there to me is like these are stats that I see and I pay attention to. I mean, there's a lot of superstars that are deserving of this, but I look at this and I'm like, okay, now let me go look at who he eliminated. People like Edge and Christian, people like Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, RVD, Shawn Michaels, Rey Mysterio. These are names that we are synonymous with when it comes to wrestling. And he's eliminated these people. Okay. I mean, whether you know him as Y2J or as the one with the list, it doesn't matter. Chris Jericho, he cemented his legacy in the WWE and one day will be a Hall of Famer. But I feel like he should have at least been given the opportunity to win at least one Royal Rumble. You
yeah,
know,
absolutely correct. I do
at least
believe I he was one of my picks.
okay.
Chris Jericho, 2004 was with the Final Four,
Mm-hmm.
and he stood tall with Kurt Angle, The Big Show, and Chris Benoit. And Chris Benoit won that one.
Right.
You mentioned in 2012 he was runner up with Sheamus.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Orton and Big Show were in the Final Four. And then in 2017, he was the Final Four with Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, and Randy Orton won that one.
Mm-hmm.
So Randy Orton's been in the picture with him.
Yes.
You have these future Hall of Famers with him.
Right.
And you absolutely right. Um, to carry on to what you were saying, was that your only one that you thought of was Chris Jericho?
No, there was other ones, but I mean, he stood on the top of my list.
Okay.
Okay. I mean,
So
mhm.
here's one for you. The very top person, my number one, is Kane.
Yes. Yes. He was my number two.
Kane, like every time that he showed up, at least 3 people were getting eliminated. He was
Yeah.
sometimes he was doing the hard work. When everything was still in the ring, oh, here comes
Right.
Kane. Whoop, somebody's leaving. You
Mm-hmm.
go, you gotta go, you gotta go. And all you hear is Michael Cole say, he's been eliminated, and he's been eliminated. In 2001, he eliminated 11 superstars.
That is impressive.
Okay. Now I'm not talking about the ones and twos. My data is about 3 or more. Because
Mhm.
if you had 3, that means you were doing something in the Royal Rumble.
Right.
I hate when people go in there, dance around, and then they get eliminated. They did nothing. They got 0 elimination. Well, unless you was number 30, but then again, you had to win. So you should get at least one, right?
Yeah.
Triple H. No, anyways, but you look at that 3-year span in 1999, 4, 2003, in 2001, 11, 2002, he didn't participate. And then he came back in 2003. And then he did the same thing in 07, 08, 09. And I'm like, how you not win a Royal Rumble? Okay. The Big Show. It was a mockery because he has to have a special ladder, right? Oh no, I'm sorry, that's a ladder match. Excuse me. Even that, like every time he went in, everybody bum rushed the Big Show because he was that big.
Yeah.
But you wait until what? The Andre the Giant Memorial to start recognizing big people. Come on, man. Braun Strowman is a current WWE superstar on the roster. He's done a lot. I mean, on and off. Listen, 5, 7, 6, 3. Um, I mean, he has a total of 21 eliminations altogether, and since 2010. And again, he's been dealing with injuries, so there's been gaps in his career. All right. CM Punk is another one. And go figure, CM Punk is wanting to main event WrestleMania. Could this be the year? Now, I wrote down the times that he participated at the Royal Rumble. And did you know? I better get my facts straight because I had to write this down. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Triple H eliminated CM Punk. John Cena. Okay. The Rock ended up winning a Royal Rumble by, watch this, CM Punk was eliminated by Kane, which Kane was already eliminated. He was already disqualified, and he came back and just took him out.
I
That
think
was
that
a Vince
should be,
McMahon move.
yeah, I don't think that should be allowed. If you're
Right.
eliminated, you're eliminated.
So when you eliminate, you shouldn't eliminate anybody else.
Yeah.
But it seems to be that unwritten rule that, hey, that can happen because so-called, first of all, you're supposed to have referees around the ring, so they should be
Yeah.
monitoring all that. But how you not call that?
I mean,
Okay.
well, remember back in the early Royal Rumbles when Jake the Snake did that? He got eliminated by Andre the Giant, come back with a snake. Everybody was
Yeah.
smart to stay in the ring, but Andre throws himself over the ropes.
He's the only one. Yeah. I don't think people could actually throw him over the ropes.
No.
You see that one leg? I'm glad Frank ain't here, man, because he'd be like, Andre the Giant.
That one leg is
Another
like 10
superstar that
handouts.
came up to my mind was Diesel. Diesel has never won the Royal Rumble, but he did a lot. He has a total of 12 eliminations, just 3 and above that I was calculating. I'm not calculating the ones and twos, okay? But he did a lot, especially in the mid 90s. Okay. Never got the one tag team that deserved to win it. Crush from the Demolition. Because dude, he was crushing everybody, man. 94-3, 95-5 people. I mean, this guy will come in and the right time, do what he got to do, gets eliminated.
Yeah.
You know? Um, Not for nothing, but if there's anyone right now on the current roster that deserves to win a Royal Rumble, I have only 2 names for you. And I already mentioned one. I said CM Punk. I think this is his redemption. He needs to come back. But I got another theory on that. But Gunther is the one that needs to win the Royal Rumble.
He's a
The
runner
question
up.
is will he still have the belt? And if he does, he won't participate this year. But
Right.
there's got to be a year where he enters the Royal Rumble and actually wins.
Yeah, because he was a runner up to Cody Rhodes.
Yes. And I've been looking at that. So looking at the stats, all the runner ups, and I'm looking, I'll start backwards because, again, CM Punk was the runner up last year.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther was in it and Drew McIntyre. Before that, Gunther was the runner up. Okay. Logan Paul showed up. Seth Rollins was there. Seth Rollins been on and on and on, but Seth Rollins already won. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to include him. But Roman Reigns, the last time he was in, it was in 2019. No, I'm sorry, 2020. Just before COVID. And he was the runner-up to Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
If he's not the champion, maybe he can make history and win the Royal Rumble.
It's possible. Yeah.
But I didn't include anyone that won. I didn't include their stats because you made it clear that never won the Royal Rumble deserved to win.
Mm-hmm.
My guess is CM Punk and Gunther, but more likely I'm leaning for CM Punk.
Yeah, I think more CM Punk. Yeah, I agree.
Now, CM Punk did say that whenever he needs a favor, he's going to get it. If CM Punk does not win the Royal Rumble, that's going to be that favor.
Yeah, that free pass. Yeah.
The
Hmm.
question is that will CM Punk go against John Cena if so-called John Cena becomes the champion?
Hmm.
I would love to see that match. I don't know. There's a lot of twists in it, and I wish I could get clarity as to who is going to challenge John Cena, or will John Cena get a belt? You keep mentioning he don't need it, but damn man, how long are we gonna wait for him to break the record? I would love for him to break the record. I don't want
And,
Randy Orton, and I think Randy Orton's already past his time to win any championship because when we think he's getting cleared, he gets hurt.
and it's clear to Ric Flair that he does not want John Cena to break it, and he doesn't feel that John Cena is deserving of breaking the record.
Why not?
Ric Flair has made that point clear because he said that a part timer does not deserve to break the record
Oh,
or have
I'm
to.
sorry.
I know.
I'm
I'm just
sorry.
saying. I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger.
Watch this. You ready? And Jose Planas. Hey, what's up, Jose? How you doing? Welcome to the HHW Show podcast. He says Jake the Snake.
Mm.
Jake the Snake deserving to win the Royal Rumble. I'm looking back, and I'm looking at the stats here, and I haven't seen him make it to the final four.
I mean,
That's
he's
crazy.
he's never won a title in the WWE, let alone.
Well, we're talking about the '80s, dude. Hulk Hogan,
I,
Hulk everything.
well, I mean, because if anything, I would. He's going to say Jake the Snake, then I would have said Macho Man. But I never even included Macho Man, and it's because he had a bad rap back then while he was supposed to be in the Royal Rumbles. He made a lot of key mistakes,
Hmm.
not showing up, going for a pin when you know that's not happening. Okay, and so Macho Man's success in the 80s and 90s, but I considered that name, but I'm sorry, no.
I would
He
have
didn't
said
do
that if he made it to the final four, but I mean,
well because Macho Man did make he was a runner up. Macho Man was a runner up.
he wasn't runner up back
Yeah, 90
in
against
93
Yokozuna. Yeah.
and 93,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he lost to Yokozuna.
Because
Bob
he's gonna.
Backlund and Rick Martel was in the final four.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What else? Look, I don't really care what Ric Flair has to say.
Yeah.
Ric Flair to me is not a 16-time champion. You must have done that in WCW or NWA. And I know that WWE bought the rights of all that, but to include that he's a 16-time world champion, you
Yeah.
never did it all at the WWE.
Right.
And I feel like give the respect to John Cena for what he's done because he wasn't a part timer when he won 16 times.
Right. Exactly. Right.
But where was Ric Flair?
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
I
I'm
agree.
just saying. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, let's take a look at these final fours real quick. Especially back in the days. Remember that the Royal Rumble started in 1988. Um, here's my trivia questions for you. We all know that Hacksaw Jim Duggan was the winner of
Yeah.
the first Royal Rumble. Who were in the final four?
Uh, I know one person off the top of my head. Um, the One Man Gang.
That was the runner-up.
Right. Yeah. He eliminated him. Was it? Was his name? Was it? Was it Butch? I can't think. It wasn't
No.
Butch.
Who's the guy that was bench pressing, fake bench
Oh,
pressing?
was it Dino Bravo?
Yeah,
Dino Bravo.
yeah,
Dino
yeah.
Bravo.
He was number three,
Dino Bravo was one.
and,
Yeah.
and Don Morocco was the
The
fourth one.
Rock. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Now Don Morocco, if I'm not mistaken, he's the one that got murdered in Canada.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, the mob got him.
Because I was thinking about the natural Butch Reed. That's who I was thinking about.
Oh, whoa! I haven't heard that name in a long
He
time.
was in the Royal Rumble, but I think he
Hmm.
might have been in maybe in the top 10 or something like that. But I think the Morocco eliminated him to get into that position. But I think then it was Dino Bravo and the one man gang that took out Don Morocco out of the Royal Rumble. Then Hacksaw was able to get Dino Bravo out, and then had to figure out how to get the one man gang out of there.
Mm.
That was a big dude.
I got another name for you that was also deserving. He was a runner-up on the second Royal Rumble. Ted DiBiase, the Million
Mm.
Dollar Man. Now he lost. He got limited by Big John Studd. But when he gained his fame, saying that he was the Million Dollar Man and created his own championship belt, right? He had a lawyer with him. Who was that guy? Who was that superstar?
That was
He had the briefcase. It was Bray Wyatt's uncle or his father.
the
Bray
IRS.
Wyatt's,
Yeah,
right, the
IRS.
IRS.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mike
Matumbo, right? Mike
Rotundo. Yeah,
Matumbo,
Mike Rotundo.
Rotundo. That's right.
Rotundo. Yeah,
Look, he had all the firepower. He could have bought his way to winning the Royal Rumble. He didn't.
yeah.
He did win a Royal Rumble, but that was during a regular episode of Raw.
Yeah.
But now besides that, yeah. Let me see. Did Bret Hart win?
Bret Hart coached co-won with Lex Luger, which I
Oh,
think
yes, he did. That's right.
that,
That's
that
right.
was
Him
a
and Lex Luger.
to me
Right.
that was still a bogus Royal Rumble. I don't like
Yeah. Yeah. And then following that, Shawn Michaels won back to back.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Funny, he went back to back, and then Stone Cold went back to back after him.
Only because he didn't participate that third year because he went after the WWF title.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course Vince McMahon had to win one.
Yep.
But I think also if we're looking back, I would love to have seen Dean Ambrose win.
The Shield. Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's funny because Dean Ambrose is a Grand Slam champion in the WWE.
Yeah.
But yet had not won the Royal Rumble. But his two counterparts did.
Yeah. Well, he didn't stick around.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Had he,
stuck
I
around,
think he would have. I
he
think he
could've.
would have.
Yeah.
But right now, which is an interesting question, man, because they left me scratching my head. And I said, you know what? Let me go back and recheck everything. And my number one was really Kane.
Yeah.
For everything he had done. And The Undertaker won. Why not Kane?
Yeah. Exactly.
So, yeah. Anyhow, that's the HHW Show podcast presented by CMG. Yeah, Clovercrest Media. Dude, this has been an awesome conversation.
Yes.
I'm loving it. But we're getting closer to the Royal Rumble, which happening on February 1st. We're going to have the predictions and everything else when the time comes near. But I'm interested to see on Netflix what's going to happen with all these matches. Who's going to be the new women's champion? Will it still be Liv Morgan or will Rhea Ripley? Will the tribal chief rise up? Would it be Roman Reigns? I'm going to say yes.
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk versus Seth freaking Rollins. Come on, Punk. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Put him to go night night. Put him to sleep. That's what I'm looking forward to. Absolutely. We got that and much more. So tune in. We're back every week, every Thursday. Catch us live here on the HHW Show YouTube channel or Facebook or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast platform. On behalf of Hack the V and myself, thank you for watching. Take care, everyone. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yes. It's going to be
Gotta
exciting. Gotta love
Yeah.
some wrestling.